So again, this is our net sheet calculator. This feature, and let me jump back here. This feature is on 2 places, okay? So there is a quick quote. So I jump back to the Hillsborough Title website. There is a quick quote on our website. So let's say your buyer, seller, they're working with you and they just want to kind of maybe know what's going on. They don't want to go download the FANAgent app. They don't want to create a username. And let's say maybe you are tied up and maybe you're like, hey, actually jump to this website real quick. There's a little quote feature at the bottom of the screen. It's a little widget. Click on that and just fill in the information. So again, there's not much information that they would have to put in. Property address, select an office. They can put any office that they want. So it's not like, and I'm just going to grab any address that pulls up. But they could just, let's say they think, oh, I'm using Hillsborough Title. Great. Purchase, you know, finance. Maybe it's a $450 is the price. Down payment 10%. Great. It's going to show me buyer and seller quote. I'm going to hit go, and it's going to give me a brief, pretty, you know, quick quote sheet. Then I can email this, save this as a PDF. And again, this is only just going to kind of briefly go through the title fees. But I just want to show it to you because it's a quick and easy quote sheet that they can get from our website. Okay, I'm going to close that out. I'm going to go to the next feature. Let's say you've never been to it. Let's see maybe if you want to have the features behind the net sheet. We do have a little tab for it, net sheet calculator. At some point, we're going to build in a app or an actual calculator to this page as well. We're working on that development. But from here, you can see this is where it's going to tell you how to, it's going to show a brief video on the FANAgent 1 app, which is our net sheet calculator, how to sign up and all that fun stuff. But I'm just going to go back to the page. So again, just want to make sure everybody knows that. And again, this is an app and it is on your desktop. So I'm a person that loves to do it on my desktop. That's just me. Everybody's got their own preference. But you know, from your standpoint, you're on the go all of the time. I get it. You're in the car, you're running around, you're you know, showing homes to your clients. So sometimes it's hard to be in front of your computer to do a net sheet. So the app is perfect. And again, if you download the app, your same username and password would be the exact same thing for the website. So once you create one account, it's the exact same thing. And again, I went to FANAgentapp.com. That's where I went. And if you already have an account, you would just hit log in. If you need to create an account, you would just create a free account at the very top. One recommendation I'm going to say, one recommendation I'm going to just mention is I wouldn't say download for your Windows. The issue is once you download it to your desktop, if you do have a Windows computer, or you would always have to remember to update your app or the FANAgent web app on your computer. So as opposed to on the desktop, it's always going to be updated, okay? Because this is the web version is always updated. Anytime they do an update, it automatically goes into effect. So that's my recommendation, is do not download it to your website. I always save it as just a bookmark. It's here, and this is what I use all the time. So as again, you can see it right here, FANAgentapp.com. So again, I'm just going to hit log in. It's always going to be your email address, so keep this in mind as well. I know some of you may have multiple email addresses, and I get it. You know, maybe you have a personal one, maybe you have 1 or 2 work-related ones, and that's perfectly fine. Just remember, whichever one you register for is the one that you're always going to use. Okay, so if you create one for under a Gmail account, and then you try to go to the website, maybe you create the Gmail account on your app, and you're using that, which is great, but then you go to the website and it doesn't pick up, maybe you put your, you know, realtor.com domain, it's not going to identify the two. So just always remember that you have to select or use the same website or, you know, email address. So this is actually one of the links I just want to make sure everybody kind of understands, you know, and again, this is just kind of a brief overview of the net sheet. If you want additional training on the net sheet, please get with your representative with the company, or you can always reach out to me, and then I can always kind of get you in touch with someone that can kind of do a deeper dive on this topic. But, you know, the app view is very similar to the website view. So if any of you have the web or the app open right now, maybe you're looking at it at the same time, it would be the exact same view. So again, you know, they tried to make it more of a cell phone view, mobile view, than, you know, desktop view. And again, they did that for, you know, to keep it as simple as possible. Again, it defaults me to a buyer estimate. Here's my seller estimate. I'm clicking at the top. This would be my seller net sheet. There's also a tab that gives you multiple other calculators that you can utilize here. From iBuyer comparison, we know that Zillow and everybody else is out there, Open Door, you name it. So if you wanted to make sure that you justify to your client, like, hey, utilize, you know, me as a real estate agent, I'm going to give you X, Y, and Z, and I want to make sure to get you top price for your property, and this is why. And then you can show a fun little comparison based off of that. What they can make using you, or what they can make using Zillow or somebody else. Same thing with, you know, multiple offers. I'm sure everybody on the line, they know that they get multiple offers on every deal they probably push out there within hours. So you can compare this for your client. So it's a very easy, I'll click on it very quickly. Again, any of these calculators that you click on, it tells you what information it needs. So it's not trying to trick you, it's trying to make it as easy as possible. So you literally would just put in your name, state address for this particular property, loan balance if you know it, and then go from there. And again, they're trying to calculate it based off of, okay, I'm going to create multiple net sheets for you and then compare it. And what I'll do fairly quickly to not lose any time, let's say the loan balance is 300,000. Sure, interest rate, we're gonna keep this all the same, and we're gonna go. As you can see, it's gonna go to my next page. Okay, now it's gonna ask me what the next offer is. Okay, so in this case, I'm gonna say the first offer is a cash. Seems like there's a lot of cash offers out there. And then from here, you know, let's say that the closing date is a lot earlier, being that it's a cash deal, and then we're gonna go from there. Okay, that's gonna add one offer to it. Now I can add another offer, right? You can add up to 6, I think it is, on one page, you know, which is a lot. So from here, I can add a new offer. It's going to take me to the exact same screen. I'm going to say it's a conventional loan at this point. Let's say this one's $495, earnest money deposits. We're going to keep that all the same. We're going to go add offer. Great. Now we have 2 offers here. Okay. There's actually little stars here as well. Let's say that if I'm the real estate agent, I'm like, hey, you need to use this one. This is the one you need to pick, okay? And then go from here. But what I could do then is just go to share or print my PDF. And then, again, this is a very quick review on this, but then it's going to show you comparing multiple offers. Great. This is what you could send to your client as they're reviewing them. But this would be like a nice little fun sheet that they could just kind of look at and at a glance, see exactly what they're potentially going to make on this. So I'm starring offer 1 to kind of get their eyes to look at this. It's an all cash 500, you're closing in 2 weeks. No, actually that's next week. Jeez, that's can't believe it's already March. But as you can see, net to close, it's 162 versus if I go with the conventional loan from this other buyer, my closing date's pushed out, you know, 45 days, and I only net 155. So obviously in this scenario, I'm sure we're all going to tell everybody to go with offer 1, but you can see that I star the one that I kind of want them to look at. And look, at the end of the day, if I didn't want them to star this, if I don't want to steer them in one direction or the other, you don't have to indicate a star on either one. So, and again, I just wanted to show you that brief feature just to show you the different calculators within this system. Again, if I just want the basic title and escrow fees, I could always just click on this, and it's going to do the basic title and escrow fees on a file. Let me show you a quick, and again, if you want an in-depth, please let us know, and we can definitely discuss. So let me just show you a quick seller net sheet and one of the new features that they've added if you have not noticed it. So I know we're always wondering about the taxes. What are they? We want to make sure to add it to the net sheet. So one feature that's been added to the app at this point and on the website is add the address for a specific property. Okay. So let's see if something pulls up. Great. This I love 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Boggy Creek Road in Orlando. Okay. So I obviously you put in the address that your client owns. That is a lot of money. I don't know if anybody sees that. 1.5 million. So we're not going to go with that. All right. Let's see. I need to try to find a. All right, here's a property. Let's see if this one pulls up. All right, so it pulls the data based off of this property. So right off the bat, it says based off of this property, it's going to show that the taxes are estimated at $4,400 and some change. We've done tests on this, and it's almost to the penny. So yes, there's going to be glitches at times. Yes, it may not be to the exact penny at times, but it's very, very, very close. Okay, so if I'm okay with this, I'm going to go with this, and it's going to put this on my net sheet. Okay, so from here, I'm going to say it's conventional. Let's say my sales price, let's go $695, broker's fee 6%. I can always modify this 3 and 3. Let's say the buyer's getting 2.5. Let's say sorry about that. Let's say my buyer's getting 2.5, and let's say my seller's list inside is getting 3.5. Okay, so I can adjust the split. Okay, and then anytime I make any modification, it's always going to ask, do I want to do it for this estimate only or for all future estimates? In this case, I'm going to do it for just this estimate only. Okay, I can add repairs, miscellaneous. In this case, the real estate tax is pulled over, so $4,400. I do have the ability if I want to modify that at this point, but that's what it's showing there. Let's say if I know that the loan balance on this property is $350, the interest rate would be based off of the current loan. You don't have to know this. I'll tell you one thing, this app tries to overthink. So it wants to get you to the closest penny possible for your net sheet. So again, that's why they try to pull in all these different figures to get your client the closest dollar amount. Closing date, here's in that case, and then reissue rate. If you ever have any questions, you want us to ever verify if a property is reissue credit, if it qualifies, please let us know. In this case, I'm going to say, why don't I say it is, just to use the example, and let's say the original owner's policy was, let's just say it's $350. And again, anytime you want to review that, discuss that offline, we can always do that with you. I'm going to hit compute. And again, as this is county calculated, you only have to put in a little bit of information to create a net sheet. So I don't want you to think as I'm going through this that you have to do all of this information. You have to know all of these features to push out a net sheet. In reality, you don't even have to know the property address. You can just put the sales price and clear everything else, and it's going to pull you a net sheet. Now, the number is going to be off, but I just want you to know you can do it very, very quickly, or if you have the data, you can get as close as you can. So right off the bat, you'll have the net sheet right in front of you. You'll see, obviously, my client at this point would net $292,000. Here's a minor little breakdown down here. I'm going to show you a detailed closing cost breakdown as well. But one thing I do want to show you is on your cell phone view, you're going to see the circle that pops up first, okay? And let's say my client, let's say for whatever reason, my client has to net $315,000, okay? There's always a little button here that says edit, okay? So it's going to back into a different amount. So if I hit edit, I can back out of the 295 that it's showing me based off of the figures I put in. And let's say I know my client needs to net 315. Okay, I'm going to hit done. Anytime I make any edits, it's going to revise everything else. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed, but the sales price jumped. So it shows that my client has to at least get $718,000 to be able to get close to 315 in their net. Okay, so again, sometimes it's just a good way that then you can discuss this with your client. You know, I get it. They probably assume everybody's property is worth $1 million at this point, just the way the market is. But sometimes you showing them this and verifying it like, hey, look, I want to get you as much money as possible, but I'm going to have to sell your property for this. and the comps don't just, whatever, that's where you as the professional would be able to kind of jump in on it. But it gives you that ability to kind of talk through those scenarios with the client. But you'll see it adjusted my sales price to show what I would need to net at 315. Okay. From here, detailed closing costs. This just kind of briefly goes through a quick snapshot of what the closing costs would be. Okay. Commissions at the bottom. Let's say I want to edit something, or maybe I need to add something in here. Hit the little edit button. From here, let's say the buyer really wants it and they're going to pay for the owner's policy. Okay, you have the option to make that change. Okay, or you could split it. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone there. When it comes to the closing fee, search fee, and lien search fee, if you ever need to talk to your representative at the title company, just let them know. Maybe it is a special case scenario, but those fees are always pretty standard. From here, you kind of jump back down. Other fees, doc stamps, maybe the buyer agreed to pay this, maybe there's some interest, broker's fee, but let's say I want to add my TC fee. Maybe I have a transaction coordinator. So I'm going to put TC for transaction coordinator. I'm just going to put $295 in there. Okay, so I could add that to this as well. I'm going to go back up to the top. I'm going to hit done. Same question I got before. For this estimate only or for all future estimates? At this point, I'm just going to put it for this estimate only. But look, this app is your app. This desktop version is your version. So if you're using this all the time and you never want to forget your TCV fee, put it in there and put for all future estimates. And worst case, you can always back out of it. You can always modify it or delete it. But if there's a fee you always have and you don't want to forget, or maybe you do forget at times, and then somebody questions the $300 fee, put it in the system. Then it's going to kind of safeguard it and you're not going to forget it. So again, I'm just going to do it for this estimate only. Okay, just pulls back up and I'm going to go back out of the screen. Now again, when I went back, I didn't save it, but right there, it's $290. It goes back to my original amount. So from here, I'm going to go and just share it. And again, I know I'm kind of going quick on this, but if you want any information on this, if you want to do a deeper dive, you want to walk through it specifically, please get with your representative or, get with me and I can definitely get you in contact with somebody. But we want to make sure you're comfortable with the system. There's a lot of features with it, and we just want to make sure you understand all of them so that you don't miss any of them. So again, here's all the different features for the net sheet. So from here on the desktop view, I could email this out to my client. I can download it, print it. I can save my estimate, which then goes in my little estimates folder for future use. I want to just let you know, obviously I can edit the property at this point over here on the left-hand column. I can change the language. Let's say I need to, make it a Spanish, flyer. I can do that. Okay. Let's say now some of the forms allow you to modify the color. Okay. So let's see if I put red, where red goes on this. But every flyer is a little bit different. Okay. So if you don't have a color option here, that means that form specifically won't allow you to do that. And I also want to just point out one thing. The bottom is always going to represent you. Okay, yes, it shows my information right now, but it's always going to reference you, and it's going to advertise you, okay? So you're not going to have my face on there and all that fun stuff. So I just want to make sure you know that. So from here, let's say I do want to email, I can do that fairly easy. One thing I'd always recommend, let's say I want to email this document. And before I jump to that, I just want to show you there are different templates on the right-hand side. If I scroll down, I can access different templates of the net sheet. On your cell phone, you would just swipe right or left when you're on this page, and it would show you different templates. Obviously, if you had the premium package, it's going to give you more options, and I'll talk about that in just a second. One other thing I do want to mention, on the bottom of the form, you'll see that there is a sign for each client. That's not for us. We got a lot of feedback from a lot of real estate agents that they wanted us to add a signature line to the document because you like to have that, which is perfectly fine. So that's why we always have that on there, so that if you want them to acknowledge that they received this net sheet from you, great, have them sign it. They have the feature, they can sign it directly from the app if you want. And then you could store that in your files. So again, that's for you. We do not need it signed. And then if from your cell phone view, if you wanted to, you could text this as well. So if you're on your phone, you do the net sheet, your client's standing right next to you, you literally can text them the net sheet. So it's kind of a cool little feature, and then they can grab it real quick, open it up, and look at it at the same time, as opposed to an email. One thing I'd recommend on an email versus anything else. So always, always, always email it to yourself and then forward that to your clients. The reason why I say that, when you email this, again, I'm just going to open it up real quick. Okay. When I email this to the clients, and let's say this wasn't going to my email, but when I email this to my clients, it's going to come from FANAgent. FANAgent is the company that helped us build this app. Okay. And the reason why I feel it needs to come from you as opposed to FANAgent, a couple of reasons. FANAgent may go to their spam folder, so they're going to say they never got it. Or they may see it and they don't want to click on it because everybody's told them never click on anything that you don't know who the sender is. Never open a document if you don't know who the sender is. And they're not going to know who FANAgent is, and it's not going to reference you. So that's why email it to yourself first, then take that and forward it on. Or you can create your own little email and then you could forward on the document. So that's just kind of one recommendation I'd always say on that. Okay, one last thing I'm going to kind of hit on with this, premium. Let's say you want to add your headshot. Let's say you want access to different marketing flyers, templates that you could utilize for net sheets, so forth and so on. So because it's something of value, we have to charge something. So we went with a charge of 99 cents per month, $9.99 per year. If you wanted that, it would be paid through the App Store. You're not going to get an invoice from us for 99 cents per month. That just sounds like an accountant nightmare, but you would get it. It would be charged through the App Store. And again, because I have access to the premium, I'm going to see all these different documents. If you click on the premium and you don't have access, it's going to prompt you that you have to register for the premium option, to be able to see all these. And I'm just going to kind of briefly go through here. So there's different lenses that you can use for social media. Just closed, open house today. You're on your phone, you take a photo of the property, and then you pop it to social media. Maybe another happy closing, another happy client. So they're constantly creating new ones for this. They always go towards sometimes depending on the time of the year. As you can see, Mardi Gras. There's going to be St. Patty's Day ones probably coming up here soon. But just keep that in mind. They're always kind of pushing things like that as well. There's even one Happy Chinese New Year. So again, you can see all the different ones. There's videos on here. One thing also I want to show you. So here's a ton of different flyers that then you can utilize to advertise yourself and market yourself. So as you can see, these infographics right here, buy versus rent. Okay, it's going to give you the option to utilize these documents. 7 reasons not to sell your home as a FSBO. Here's another one. And then you could brand this to yourself, send this to your client, or maybe you push this. Maybe you want to do something, you want to post something once a week to social media. Maybe that's your goal for 2021. So you could find different documents within this system, brand it to yourself, and you could push it on there for your clients and anybody that follows you to kind of, see. And as you click on a file or document, you'll see it's going to tell you, just like that multiple offers, it's going to tell you the information it needs to generate the document. In this case, I'm just going to scroll through real quick. The only required information is my sales price. It's going to go $695, and there, it's going to let me compute. If I hit compute, it's going to then help me generate this document. So from here, here's the document that then I can share. So you'll see, FSBO home sold at medium of 200, but it kind of goes into there. There's a legal liability, be careful of scams, emotional attachment, et cetera, et cetera. But it kind of shows this, and this, again, could just be something that you grab something once a week, push on social media so you're always in the eyes of your clients. So I just wanted to kind of briefly talk to you about that. And also, if you try to add your logo, your headshot, all that, going to prompt you that you have to have the premium option to do that, okay? And again, that's 99 cents per month, $9.99 per year paid through the App Store. We had to do it because of compliance reasons. One thing I'll say, and then I'll kind of finish with this one, don't feel like you have to have the premium option. You still have access to all the calculators. You still have access to email and text and all that fun stuff, the seller net sheet and all that. So you have options. You don't need the premium, but it's there if you feel there's that benefit, okay? All right, if you have questions, want additional trainings, please let us know. I also see a question on there. Is it okay if we link this website to our website? Please get with us on that. Love to discuss. You know, at times we do have some clients that, you know, love to refer or you know, show that they also have access to a net sheet calculator, and then we kind of try to figure something out to make it work for both parties. So again, I noticed that question on there. So please get with us and we can always discuss.